Hi, my name is Mark Everett and welcome back to the Block Factory. Now in this video what I'm going to do is demonstrate how to draw a copy room that I did on a small project recently using some of the many blocks from the Block Factory package as well as some of the many techniques that I used to actually draw it. So with that being said, let's jump right into AutoCAD. Okay, we're in a floor plan that is a PDF that's been converted to a DWG format so that I can actually extract dimensional information from. So I'm going to rough out the walls to start with, and I know that this wall is 4 7/8, 4 7/8, 4 7/8, and 6.5. This one here is 23 by 23 bump out. So I'm going to first start drawing the 6.5 inch wall by going to my walls. I don't have one for 6.5, but I can just use any of them and then type W for width, 6.5, draw a line out, and then I'm just going to create a wing wall here and then come back and add an offset this line at 23, offset this one at 23, and then just extend that line over and trim everything else out. Trim this out, trim these out here. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to know the length of this wall here from the bump out. So I'm going to grab this from here to here. It's 195 3/4. We're going to round it off to 196. So I'm going to draw a circle as a reference, 196. I'm actually going to go up to the 4 7/8 wall again. Go from near, draw an L-shaped wall out here. I'm going to stretch this wall over to the quadrant. Draw a circle here at 12 inches. And I'm going to stretch this out to the quadrant. Then I'll get rid of this and this. I know that this wall is 72 inches. So we'll go 72. Then I will make a 4 7/8 wall from near out 12 inches. Stretch it down to here. I want to find out what the depth here is, and let's measure that. I believe it's 99 and it's about 99.5 inches. So let's go ahead and put that in. 99.5, and then just stretch this down. And I know that the window is centered on the mullion, and it's 5 inches back, I believe. So yes, so we'll stretch this wall back 5 inches. So let's just offset a line 5 inches back and trim that off and then get rid of this here. Now, I have a window that I had already drawn earlier, so let's go ahead and copy that down to this location. But I'm going to move it off to the side for the moment. Actually, let's move this off to the side about 12 inches out of the way. Now I got to put a door in here and a door in here. I know that this is about 3 inches, and I know this one's about 3 inches. And the rough openings are 38, the finish openings are 36. So I'm going to use a wall line for this, W, type in 38, go from near to perpendicular, and then just stretch this opening up until it hits the quadrant again. Do the same thing up here, W 38, near and perpendicular. Okay, let's try that again. W 38, near perpendicular. and then go ahead and just stretch this over until we get to there. Just curious here, make sure we're not double lining it. Okay, looks good. All right, so let's get rid of that. Now the next thing to check is from center of rough opening to the center of rough opening is 20, and then I believe this is 122. So we'll go 20 inches as a circle, and then we'll do an opening of W122. We're going to do from midpoint to perpendicular, and then just stretch that rough opening over to here. Now we have all of our walls lined out. We're going to make them a P-line. So I'm going to use my quick properties with my P-line. Before I touch anything, I'm going to hit the down arrow for multiple, select all of these, enter, yes, and join, enter, enter, and now they're all P-lines. So now I can go up here to the tool palette and grab my hatch for 1 to 16. I'm going to present at 3/4 inch equals a foot. All right, so now that's there. We want to put a door here and a door here. This one swings in, that one swings in. So I'm going to get in my tool palette, go to millwork blocks, go down here to a single door metal frame, rotate that around. Do the same thing here, and then just flip it on its axis there. So now I have that. Let's add a window in here for across here. Go to hardware, go to my window, place it, take this and stretch it over to here. Then I can go ahead and place this window back in 12 inches. I want to go to the center here. I have 2 lights, and this middle mullion lines up with the center of the wall. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to stretch it to the center of the wall, stretch it down, remove this, go from the center here to the center there, and then just copy the rest of the window up to here and to here. And then I can just move this up to here, move this one down to here. I'm going to take this wall out past here 12 inches and then just trim off the rest. I just like to have 12 inches past the walls to put a window around it. So now that we have the walls done, let's go over to the tool palette, go to my symbols 2, grab my model space, drawing, plan, window, place it. I'm going to move it down 12 inches with my ortho on, stretch this to here, stretch this to here, come 12 inches past it. Now I need to locate my countertop. I know that this elevation is 11 foot long. They don't add a filler, so I need to add a filler plus a little bit of overhang. So I'm going to just show a 1-inch overhang there. The 4 cabinets at the wall are equal. The down below I have a 20, a 20, and the rest are equal. So let's do the floor plan. Go to my standards, scroll down to my countertop. I'm going to select a P-lam countertop, rotate it around, flip it. The length will be, instead of 132, it'll be 134, 1-inch filler, 1-inch overhang. I'm going to select the visibility and show the backsplash only. Now I have that done. I'm going to go and add a wall cabinet overhead. So if I go to my wall cabinets, I can go to my 1 filler, select this corner, rotate it around, flip it, change the depth to 16 because these typically they're 13, but in this case here they are 16, and then make this 133. That gives me my 1-inch overhang. All right, now I have my plan drawn. all I need to do is draw my elevation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this over to the side here. I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. I'm going to draw some guidelines down, one for the wall, one for this wall here, draw one for the floor, and I know the ceiling is 108. I'm going to trim this out using the cutting edges here and here. This one here is going to be an object layer because it's a wall it's not at the end, it's in my elevation here. And then I'm just going to copy off, set here a 12-inch line and trim this off. I don't need to take it all the way back to the window in this case. I'm going to copy the counter down into the elevation. And I'm going to select elevation with backsplash. And I'm going to make this counter at 36 inches. I'm going to offset the floor up with the ortho on to 36, then another 24 for the space in between, and a 30-inch wall cabinet. Going to change these to the cloud layer just to kind of contrast with the elevation lines. I'm going to copy a 1-inch filler. I know that the overall is 11 feet, so I'm going to go 132. I know that the wall cabinets, actually let's change all these to the cloud layer also. Now let's make 4 equal wall cabinets here. So copy, array, 5, F, and there you go. Now I'll take this and I'll move this up because the layout at the base cabinets is different. I'm going to trim this off, copy this over 20 and 40 for two 20-inch cabinets. I'm going to copy A for array, 6, 5 to fit. That gives me my 5 equal cabinets. Go up to my tool palette, go to my wall cabinets, select here. We're going to leave that alone for now. We're going to select this over to here. There's only one shelf in this case here, so we stretch that down, stretch this up here. Let's check the finish for everything. The wall cabinets are 2, the counters 3, and the base cabinets are 1. So select that, go here, type in PL2. I'm going to turn the dimensions for the wall cabinet on, and let's set this at 12 inches here. Now I need 4 of them. Copy, array, 4. There is no apron underneath of this or light valance, so I'm going to select my filler for the right, go up here and dimension. Change this to one of my predefined dimension styles of plus or minus. Go to my symbols 2, put a leader in here. Move the dimension outside. I'm going to pull a trash cabinet off of here. We know that these are PL1. And we'll select that and turn the dimension on. Then I'll just copy that over 20 inches. Now I need to get a double door cabinet. Pull that in. And again, PL1. Let's stretch this over to here. Turn the dimensions on. And there's only one shelf here also. Now I will copy this over. And now I need a single door cabinet. I'm going to place it here on the end. PL1 also. Mirror it in or flip it. Stretch this over here. Turn the dimensions on. Move the shelves to align with this one here. And then I'm going to put a rectangle here to represent the base. So I need to put myself on the object layer, object 1 layer. Select this intersection. Now I have all of my information here and get rid of my guidelines. I'm going to put a string of dimensions here. Go to my tool palette. Go to my symbols 3. Select my elevation dimensions. I'm going to place this here. Mirror. I'm going to stretch this up and over here and up. Looks like I stretched it to the center. Let's take this back over to here. Take this over to here. And now we have those done. And then I want to pull this over about 7 inches so it's a little closer to the elevation. I'll put a couple notes on here. Go to my symbols 4, select finish. And let's move this down a little bit. And double click on here and make that 3. Let's put a dimension here at the end of 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and put a finish on the end of PL1. Copy this up in the elevation to here. Change that to PL2. Let's get rid of that reference line there. And now I will mirror those finishes over to the other side and then move it back about a ½ inch so that it's indicating the filler, and then put a finish here for the base at PL1. And let's put a section marker through here also. And then we can put also a string across the bottom here, an overall dimension, 16 inches. I'm going to actually select this to be VIF and go to my symbols 3 and select my plus or minus 1 inch filler dimension. And there you go. That's how quickly you can do that. Let's add the ID marker too. If I go up here to my ID marker, elevation. Nope, I just realized two other dimensions too. Before I say that, there's a space that's already built into this block so that it automatically is offset of that about 4 inches here. And I want to put a dimension here from here to the wall and here at the counter to the wall. Let's go about 5 inches up, and I'm going to select both of these two and say verify, because there may be a printer in this copy room and I want to make sure there's enough room to hold there. We can adjust the cabinets. So let's go back to the ID marker. It's elevation of copy room 119 and it's south. Copy room 119 and it's south. And then just stretch the elevation marker line over to about 84. Now, I'm going to copy this up about 144. Now, I'm going to move this elevation now back over to be more aligned with this plan. If it was just a plan above it of that wall, then I would have rotated around 180 degrees to align it. But in this case here, because I've drawn out the whole floor plan of that room, I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to place the elevation below it and move this over to here. Now, I'm about 19 or so minutes into this drawing here. you can see how quickly that you can build a plan and elevation with just using the tools off the tool palette and some of the techniques that I use. So hopefully that's helpful and you enjoyed the video. I'm going to come back with some other videos of some other dynamic blocks here in the near future. So hopefully you like that, and I'll see you on the next one.